Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine and I'm doing a twofer today. I am going to make in real time my tag for hashtag PT Tag Club, which is organic. And I'm also going to include it in the Make Art with Martha prompt for March, or February, I should say, which is green. And I know what I want to do, so I'm going to crack ahead and do it. I'm going to be using my own collection from Craft Stash, which I've just had a look, is all still available. I'm going to use bits of it. I'm not going to use all of it. My tag is going to be very, very simple, but it's kind of an experiment because I want to make a card for somebody in a similar fashion. So I've already gone ahead and cut myself a thin piece of white card. I'm not in shot, and a thicker piece of white card. Let's move over this way a bit, and I'm going to put them together. And I want to use my honeycomb stencil, and I want to use, in fact, actually, I'm going to have this side, and that's going to be the reverse. And I want to cut a hexagon die shape in here if I can find them. Bear with. What have I done with it? Yes, now I've got these little nesting hexagon dies that came with a magazine. Sorry for the rustling. Absolutely ages ago. And I'm going to cut the largest one. I could do with one slightly bigger, but I don't have one, so I'm using what I've got. I'm going to bring up my big shot. And yes, I've retired my electric cutting machines and I have gone with back to my Sizzix Big Shot, which was my first machine. I used to take it to school. It was very much well loved and used by the kids at school when I taught expressive arts. I had an extended magnet, it wasn't magnetic, I had an extended base plate which just got wrecked. So I spoke to Hazel and said, what do you recommend? She said, get a magnetic base plate. So that is what I've done. I'm going to put my first cutting plate on, and I'm apologising that I'm not in shot. I haven't got what do you call it, enough space on my desk. I'm just putting the tag on there, and then I'm going to line this up kind of about there. Yeah, I could do with a bigger, hexagon, but I've got to go with what I've got. Okay, and put my top plate on top, and I hope that this doesn't shift, and just run it through. And I'm going to run it through twice because I'm going through 2 layers of card, although one of them is only thin. And I shall move this out of the way. And I have got a little aperture. It's not dead centre, but never mind. Keep these little hexagons for something else. Put this back on here. And I am going to set, this is going to be the back of my tag. I'm going to set this aside for now because I don't need it. But before I go any further, I'm going to punch a little hole in the top. Yes, this would have been better if I'd got a bigger hexagon die, but you'll see why I wanted to use a hexagon die. I have got octagon nesting sets, but not available. Right, so that is my base. I'm going to leave there. I'm going to bring in my tag. And I want to just do some gentle blending, and I'm not going to go all the way across. Try and get straight. Do you know what I really would like is some more sticky grid. Right, and I have got my blending brushes, and I've got 3 shades of green. I don't know, I think I'm going to go with a little bit of Lucky Clover. Let's get rid of the evergreen bough. And I've just moved that. And actually I'm going to come like this. And I'm going to go dark first. I haven't got another brush with green on, I don't think. No. That's why I've got some scratch paper here that I can blend off. But I think, I'm umming and ahhing. What I want is a really single dark green. About, I want to make sure that that is straight, like so. You see, I've got the orientation of my die, the same orientation as the stencil. So take that off now. I'm just going to blend out really gently. Try not to shift it too much. I must get some smaller brushes. Then I'm going to come in with my Mowed Lawn. I do love stenciling. Just taking that excess off and just blending. You can add more, but you can't take away. And then, oh, I quite like that. It would help if I was a bit more in shot, wouldn't it? Do you know, I'm going to lift you up a bit. That's a bit better, isn't it? Okay. So I'm going to just carefully put my stencil back. It was like so. In fact, I'm going to move on up because I want to get the top done. And that's the beauty of a repeating stencil, is that you can line it up. So a bit more green around here. And then I'm going to come in with my Twisted Citron at the top. So we should have kind of like a little colour fade. I'm going to just put this on the back of here. It doesn't matter because it's going to get glued down, but I want all that dark ink off. I do need to get some more brushes and take off the excess. And then just there we go. I quite like that. What do you guys think? Let's put the lid on the inks. Again, that can go in there. I'm going to turn my paper over. Now, I've chosen, oh, don't know what that's from. I have chosen one of my stamps, this big background stamp, and I love this little bumblebee. And the reason I've chosen to use this bee as a focal point is we're looking at organic, and there would be nothing pollinated without bees, would there? I need a bigger block than that, actually. Let's get my biggie out. Now, these are really good value, these A5 stamps. I'm just going to pop it on this block. The block is too big, but we are doing just a portion. Now, I like this little bit with the blue in for the front, so I'm going to ink up in black. And I don't need to ink up the whole stamp. Can you just see that I've inked the portion that I want? And it's shiny, so I know that I am successful. And I'm going to go kind of there, like so, and press down. And you can see we've got that on a little hint of blue. Then I'm going to stamp again because I want 2 of these. They say blue and green should never be seen, but I think they're the fundamental colours of nature, aren't they? And we'll come here, I think, actually, on this occasion. I've probably just stamped all over my desk. No, I haven't. Oh, you see, I like that for the back. So we're going to have this one for the back and this one for the front. Yes, we are. Don't need my stamp anymore, so I'm just going to move it out of the way. Do you know, this collection on Craftsdash is not expensive at all. So I'll leave a link. I'm not sponsored or anything. I didn't get paid for designing this collection. They did send me a set. For those of you that are fairly new to my channel, I was one of the lucky winners of Card Maker of the Year, hosted by Practical Publishing in 2021. And part of the prize, the 4 of us that won, could put forward ideas for a capsule collection. Because we were in lockdown, I think one of the things that is normally a prize is that you go on a workshop day with somebody like Indigo Blue or somebody like that. And because we were in lockdowns and stuff, they did something different in our year, which was great. I mean, I'd have loved to do the Indigo Blue workshop as well. But yes, yeah, you had to put forward ideas for your collection and public voted on it, and I won the public vote. So I have this lovely collection which has got an A5 stamp set. It's got 2 kind of A6 stamps, a set with 14 different stamps on it. And yeah, I love it. And I forget about it from time to time. There's also a paper collection. There were 2 stencils, no dies. It would be nice if there were some dies, but yeah, it would be good to have a little die to cut that B out, wouldn't it? Which is what we are going to do now. So I've just put these dies away and I need it. I'm not thinking straight. Right, I'm sorry for the rustling and the bad videoing. Now, I think that I can probably get what I want with this orientation there. Perfectamundo. I'm not going to cause you pain by using my big shot again. I am going to use my sidekick. This is perfect for this, but I might need a little bit of tape. And this is just a background that I've done. I think it was probably with brushos, looking at the speckles. I love, love, love brushos. So let's just cut you out. And you see that could be a little element for something, that bit of grass. Right, I'm going to find a little bit of tape to tape this down. I want to make sure I get most of him in. There we go. Oh yes, I know what tape I want. I've got this lovely, lovely tape that I bought from Hazel. Sorry that I'm walking away from the camera again. I've got this green tape that is fairly low tack. I'm just doing it on my hand to make it less sticky. I'm going to do that like that so that that doesn't slide. And then I can put my scissors away in a minute. I'll keep all my scraps, you know me. Just giving myself a good margin, and that can go out of the way. And I don't think I need my scissors anymore. Right, let's run this through my sidekick. I absolutely love my sidekick. Put that on there, put that on there, and just run this through. So I'm really into my interactive elements at the moment, and I've got a magazine commission for Simply Cards and Papercraft coming out in, well, I've got one coming out on the 7th of March actually, but I've just done another one which is coming out in May, I want to say, and I did a spinner card for that, and I thought I just love my little spinny interactive elements. Well, they're not mine, you know, but you know what I mean. So this, I'm making a big, you know, song and dance about this, but it is really simple. And I'm not really a die cutter, but, you know, don't mind this. There we go. This doesn't matter so much because it's going to be the back. It's always useful to try and reverse your plates. What was on the top, put on the bottom. What was on the bottom, put on the top, and turn them back to front. You just get more use out of them. Now, I don't think that I need any more die cutting stuff, so we'll put that downstairs, down on the floor. Keep all my scraps. Okie dokie. Right, sorry if you can hear the washing machine. All right, okie dokie. Oh yes, yeah, I love using brushos for a background, and perhaps, you know, perhaps I need to go back to basics a bit and do a tutorial on that. Now, one of the things that I need to do next is sandwich these together. It's making sure that they're both the right way up, so that when they spin, you've got a front and back. So before I commit, that is the right way. That is the right way. That is the right way. Yes, it spins. Yes, cool. Now, I need a little bit of tape, which I should have got earlier, red line tape, and I need some cotton thread. Okie dokie diddly okie. Right, so, who was it you said okie dokie diddly okie? Have that way. Just make sure that that is the right way, because we don't want to make mistakes, do we? Got these little nail scissors actually, but I thought we'd see if we could use them for cutting little bits. I'm going to line that exactly along the centre. Take the backing off, just fold that back, and then I'm going to get some white cotton thread, she says. I am. I'm going to get some white cotton thread. Where is it? There it is. I mean, if you wanted this to look as if it was really, really hanging, you know, you could use a nylon thread, like an invisible thread. Okay, so I've got that. Right, I want to make sure that it is, that thread is going exactly on that point, like so. That's quite important. Okay, now I want a little bit of glue. This is the last bit of my pink frog glue. I can cut this now. I'm going to give myself enough length. Make sure that that is the top. And then put this the right way as well and line up. And we've got that thread for our spinner element sandwiched in the middle. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Now, next bit. So this is the front. I want this to kind of be central like that. Do you know, I could have actually gone with a little bit more so that I'd got, what do you call it? I don't know what I'm talking about. Right, I'm going to lay that like that. Let's turn this over because you don't want to be looking at a knitting pattern, do you? I've got no idea where this has come from. Oh, I know what it was. I think I printed something off and then decided I wasn't going to knit it. Are you glad you tuned in today? Right, okie doke. So I'm going to have a little bit of thread, a little bit of tape rather, here. And trust the sun to come out now. It's been dull all morning. A little bit of tape here. Oh, that was close. I nearly got that in line with the hole, which wouldn't have been good, would it? There we go. Sorry to shut you out, son, but people can't see. Okay. Come on. There we go. Of course, I've inked on the back of that. No, never mind. You know, that's quite nice. Right, let's line you up. Now, the secret to getting a good spin is making sure that your thread is nice and taut. Gosh, I thought we'd got that upside down then. That would have been very disappointing. So I'm laying that down. Let's move up a bit so you can see. It is a little bit fiddly, but it's worth getting this right. I'm going to lay that down in the centre of my aperture, if you can see. Let's get a bit more central. And then I'm going to pull that really taut. And then I'm going to pull this really taut as well. There we go. I'm going to trim off my excess thread. I can hear the woodpecker outside, which is lovely. Okay, and then before I glue this down, I'm going to do a little bit of inking on it. Just pop that there. I'm going to do a little bit of inking with my blending tool around and about. There we go. And I might just do a little bit more stenciling. I'm going to get my Lucky Clover. And I'm just going to do there, like so. Brush that off there. Put my stencil away. I've pithered a lot, haven't I? But this is 2 projects for the price of 1, or two what you call it, 2 collaborations for the price of 1. Then I'm going to come in. I love, and it's just fallen out. There we go. I love this stamp. So I'm going to come in with a bit of mowed lawn, and I'm just going to do some little bits. Like so. This does need a bit of a wash. I'm going to leave it actually to rinse it because it's lost its stickiness a little bit. Okie dokie. Now we can put glue on here. I'm going to use my collar actually to give a bit of strength. Ooh, round the edge we go. There we go. So I will leave a link to Make Art with Martha down below. I'm sure most of you that are subscribed to me know her. She's very, very creative. Now, don't believe it, you've shifted, haven't you? After I've trimmed you. That's not very good. Right, let's get you anchored down quickly. Oh dear, there's so many mistakes in this video. You don't get this with Martha, I tell you. And then this. There we go, I think that's okay. And then get this stuck over. Ooh, see, it's not spinning as good as it should, because I oh, it's not too bad. There we go. Let's move this dirty piece of paper out of the way. Need to put it on top of my knitting, which is cream. That wouldn't be good, would it? Now I'm going to just blend around the edges with this green brush here. So remember, this is the back. So I wonder what the prompt will be on the 10th of the month. There we go. There is the front. Now there's something else that I want to do. A couple of things I want to do. I want to get a dictionary definition of the word green, or use my collage paper. Green is an organic colour. Let's put you that way. See, I like that little bit of, let's get a clean piece of paper underneath so you can see. I like that little bit of blue and the speckles. It breaks up from the thing. And I've got this Tim Holtz collage paper. But the last time I used it, no, I'm not going to use this. The last time I used this in my sketchbook, for school, it didn't God, I'm getting the right mess here. It didn't, what's the word I'm looking for? It didn't go translucent. Now, yes, I'm going to do that first. Oh dear, I am pithering, lots of pithering. I am sorry. I'd watch this on speeded up if I were you. Right, let's see if I can find a dictionary definition of green. I've brought some gems as well. There's a couple of things that I want to do just to finish this off. So put your down there. Oh, there's going to be loads. Right, so green, 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 green. Of course, green doesn't necessarily mean the colour, does it? It could be being green in terms of recycling. Gregarious, that's a good word, isn't it? Right, got grey. Oh, there we go, there's green. Just very carefully tearing that page. And I'm going to use my water brush if I can find it. Oh, I know where my water brush is and I haven't got it, have I? Oh, silly me. Right, I'm going to carefully tear green. It's just under Greek. Oh, there's lots to do with green. I don't necessarily need it all, do I? This is going to be challenging. This is where I need my little brush to dampen the edge. It's gone very dull again now. Now, do I want that much? I'm going to tear it in half. Where to put it? I think I'm going to put it there. Or should I put it there? Does it really matter? Does anybody care? I'll have it there like that. A little bit of glue, and then my final little thing. There we go. Final little thing then, I have got some translucent texture paste from Tim Holtz. I'm going to reapply my stencil, and I want to get this dark green hexagon there. I only need a little tiny bit, so I've got my tiny little and we're just gonna, it doesn't matter if I go over the other bits, but this is crackle. There we go. And I will come back when it's dry and show you if I've pithered or not. I'll be back. I'm back a little while later. Oh my word, what a faff. I'm really cross with myself. I've ruined this. I've absolutely ruined it. So I thought my tag lacked a little bit of something. So I thought I'd add a little bit of Frantage. If you don't know what Frantage is, it's this from Stupendous. And I love it. And I thought I'll sprinkle some of that on, and you heat it from beneath. And in doing so, I've heated through my cotton thread and it's broken, so it's just dangling from the top. Not pleased at all, but I suppose it's quite nice. And look, there is the Frantage. You can see it's these little bits that I like that are just scattered around. And then can you see this crackle? It's not focusing. There is a little bit of crackle texture there, which is quite cute. And we've got our green out of the French English dictionary, and I've put a bit of twine on the end, and then I've just written on the back hashtag PT Tag Club Organic and hashtag Make Art with Martha Green. So that is that. I'm well hacked off, but let me know what you think. Bye. I am going honest.